a great day. We are going to make...
Well, we're going to make kind of peach turnovers. So it's like a dead easy recipe. We've been looking for recipes that don't need many ingredients. And this one, actually, we've only got 4 ingredients on the table. So this was a good one. So what have we got here?
Pastry.
So we've got some puff pastry. We've got about 125 grams. So it's like half a pack. There we go. Lovely. It looks a bit like cheese, but it's definitely puff pastry. And then for our peach turnovers, what have we got in this bowl?
Peach.
We've got some peaches. So we've got some tinned peaches. And another of our ingredients is...
Egg.
So we've got an egg, but this is just for brushing at the end. So you could use milk if you wanted to.
And we've got a little bit of flour, so like we can sprinkle it on.
So if the puff pastry is a little bit sticky, then we're going to sprinkle that on the mat. So the first thing that me and Karis have done is we've washed our hands. We've popped the oven on, probably about 190, and we're going to make our peach turnovers. So the first thing we have to do is...
roll our pastry until it's flat.
There we go. So you're going to sprinkle a bit of flour on. Going to sprinkle a little bit of flour on. If your puff pastry is not sticky, then you don't need flour, but you need a little sprinkle. Give a little tap, like snow. Shall I be the sprinkler? There we go. Right, perfect. And then we're gonna roll it out. So at Foodies, we say use your butterfly fingers. So when you're rolling, you want to put your fingers in the middle of your rolling pin. I know it's tempting to use the edges, but really it's better in the middle.
And then these are the butterfly fingers, and then you roll it.
Brilliant. Now you might want to stand up, Karis, actually, to get a bit of power. So little Foodies might need a little bit of help. We've left our puff pastry out. We left it out for about 20 minutes before we started.
Sometimes you have to like turn it over just in case.
Flip it over so it doesn't get too sticky. We're going to try and keep it into a square or a rectangle, but it doesn't really matter what shape it ends up being, because you can cut your little turnovers into any size or any shape. I don't know how many we're going to make. I think it'll depend on how flat Karis gets her pastry, but maybe make 6. I don't know, but you want it quite flat, because puff pastry in the oven's going to puff really, really up and go lovely and flaky. You could make your own, but it's much easier to buy it ready-made. This is a really quick and easy recipe to do with little ones, but great skills because you've got your rolling. We're going to do some chopping. We're going to crack an egg. It's a lovely activity to talk about shapes as well. So currently, what shape have we got there, Karis? What do you think?
Square, kind of?
Square, yeah. I'd say square, yeah. So you want it a little bit thinner, but you're doing really well. So maybe a little bit thinner. But like I said, it doesn't really matter. Actually, we might just do 4 biggish ones. Got 4 in our family. What do you think? Do you think you're happy with that? Yeah. Brilliant. So pop that to one side on your board. I'm going to pop it to one side. She'll try and be a perfectionist now and try and get it perfect. Just pop it to one side. Like pop it over there. There we go, perfect. So now we've got to prepare our fruit. Now, you don't really have to chop these tinned peaches because they're dead soft, but we are going to because it's nice to practice our chopping. So you're going to find your knife. So for this recipe, we've used a rolling pin, got a knife, we've got a fork.
This knife might look a bit strange to use, but it's for Not Foodies knives, how they like, it's nice and sharp here. So.
Well, it's not that sharp, that's the point. So it's just like plastic and it's not actually sharp at all, but when you use it as like a little saw, it kind of becomes sharp. I don't know how it does that, but it does it. So it's a really nice one for chopping. So you can do some lovely chopping, little bite-sized pieces. Perfect. So how many pieces have you chopped that one into?
4.
4. So each slice maybe 4. But if if you haven't got tinned peaches, you could use tinned pears. You could use fresh apples or pears, but chop it maybe into really small pieces.
If you want, you can put it back in the bowl.
Yeah,
When you're done.
once you've chopped it, you can pop it back in the bowl. So we've got 6 slices here, but you might not need all of it, but then if you don't use it all, you can just nibble it at the end.
I love peaches.
That's why we've chosen peaches, because Karis loves peaches. But you could put anything in your little turnovers. Okay, perfect. So just going to put them back in the bowl. Now your mat's going to be pretty sticky now, so you might want to turn it over when we get our pastry back. Perfect. Bit slippy and slimy. You can rub your hands on your apron, that's the point of your apron. So we're going to turn our mat over. Now before we do the pastry, shall we crack an egg?
Yes.
Yeah, let's crack an egg. So at Foodies we'll have a little rhyme. So if you don't have an egg, you can just use milk, because this is just going to be for brushing the pastry with, to make it like golden, but you can just use milk, that's fine. So at Foodies, what's our rhyme?
Knock, knock, knock on the door. Thumbs in, open the door.
Perfect, give it a go.
Knock, 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 knock.
Another one. That's it. Thumbs in
Thumbs in.
and open the door.
Sometimes
Perfect.
it might not work the first time.
As long as you open it over your bowl, you're fine, aren't you? Because then you can always pick out any shells. Brilliant.
Sometimes it might not work like me.
Yeah, years of practice. Have you had years of practice?
No.
Shall I take this away? I'll take that away. Okay, so then you have to find your fork and you're going to give it a little mix. And remember, like I say, this is just for brushing your pastry at the end, but we're just going to get it ready. So just mix it up. And that is perfect. Lovely. Yep. So it's all mixed up.
Sometimes it might get on your fork, so you might just want to tap it on the edge.
Yeah. So now find your pastry. Actually, I'll sprinkle a little bit of flour just so it doesn't stick. And then pop your pastry. So, how many shall we make? Should we make 4? So we can cut our pastry into half and then cut it in half again. So we want quarters. I don't think we'll have 6 with that. So you want it in half and then half again. So you want 4 quarters. So cut it down. Actually, if you used a pizza cutter, that probably would have been better, wouldn't it? So we could have got a pizza cutter, because then you could just wheel it up. But you want to cut it in half, and then you can turn your board around if you want, and then cut it in half again. So we've got 4 quarters.
You
And
have to be a bit gentle in case, like, it might break.
yeah, because it's quite pastry's quite gentle. You've got to use gentle hands. Brilliant. Okay, so we've got our 4 quarters. Lovely. So you're going to put your peach in the middle, and then you're going to turn your square into a triangle. So you're going to put some peach or pear or whatever you've got. You're going to probably put it in the middle, or your apple or whatever you've used. Which way are you going to fold it? Okay. So pop them in. Oh, you're being very symmetrical, kind of. So you're sharing out all your pieces, so that everyone's got equal pieces. That's really good. So cooking's great for maths.
Yeah.
So we've done fractions.
If like someone's in reception role, they could like learn how to equal it together.
Yeah, you could learn loads from cooking, couldn't you?
Yes.
You could do your times table. Because you got 4, 8,
12,
12,
16.
16. Brilliant. So you could add
I
extra...
want to eat all of them afterwards.
Yeah. You could add extra flavours. You could add a bit of cinnamon or ginger or mixed spice, but Karis just wanted it to keep it plain, so we're just totally keeping it plain. Right, pop them all in. I love your pattern.
Can I have one?
But at the end, pop it in and see what else see if we can fold these over. So you're going to be folding it like that. So really they need to be a bit further in like that. Yeah? Really, it doesn't matter what anything looks like, or it doesn't matter if pieces fall out, or it doesn't matter if you haven't got the right shape. It's all just about having fun cooking, isn't it?
Yes.
Right, so is that all your peaches? That's brilliant. So that was 6 slices of peaches.
If you've got sticky hands, just
Wipe it on your apron. Yeah. So then you want to get your corner, and you're going to fold it over to make a little triangle, and then you're going to try and pinch down the edges. That's it. Perfect. You could, if you wanted to, you could use a fork to pinch it down, but sometimes it's just easier to use your fingers, and that is perfect. Brilliant.
It looks like a little sandwich.
Yeah, looks like a little pasty, maybe. Gorgeous.
There's one of my
Shall I pop that one on the tray?
Yes.
I'll pop that one on the tray. Lovely. And then you do the same with the other 3. Pinch them down. Pastry's quite stretchy, so you can kind of stretch it down.
If you've like got maybe 6 of them, well, what you could do, like, get a bit more of your fruits.
Yeah.
In case, like, you've got a bit less.
Yeah, you can always add more fruit, can't you? Yeah. Doesn't matter if it's got a bit of hole in, because it'll all taste lovely. So we're on to our 3rd one, doing a brilliant job. We haven't added any sugar because the tin peaches, they're just in their own juice, but they're quite sweet, to be honest. But you could add a little sprinkle of brown sugar.
If, like, one falls out and, like, you haven't got any hole in, well, you might just have to, like, unfold it to get it in, or just eat it.
Yeah. You just want to eat it, don't you? Okay, so we've just got our last one. Perfect. So our squares have turned into triangles. In fact, our original rectangular piece of pastry has gone into a square, and then it's gone into a triangle. So 3 shapes there. And then your last job is to find your pastry brush, find your egg, and then you could give it a little egg wash.
But you can use milk.
You could use milk. If you haven't got an egg, we're actually going to keep this egg because we're going to make some cheese straws as well with the puff pastry. So that's why we decided to crack open an egg. And actually I'm going to make Mediterranean tarts as well with the leftover puff pastry. So we're definitely going to use our egg up today. So that's lovely. So this is called egg washing, but so basically giving your little pastry a little wash, and it'll mean that it'll go lovely and golden brown.
But it's literally just like milk. So.
Yeah. Brilliant. And that's.
I hope you're doing okay at like home.
If you're doing it at home, I hope you've been able to follow us. It's our first video, so I hope we've been loud enough. We're gonna have to check to make sure we've been loud enough. So that's perfect. So we're going to pop that in the oven around about 190. It really depends on your oven. You know your oven best. 190 to 200 degrees for about 15 minutes. Just keep an eye on it. It might take a little bit longer depending on how thick your pastry is. But that's it. That's our peach turnovers. How easy is that? Lovely. Brilliant. Right. So we're going to pop that in the oven. Thank you for watching. Have you got anything to say?
I hope you like it, and thank you for watching us.
Brilliant. And these are lovely with custard. Thanks. And we'll hopefully see you again another time. Bye.